Well, what is different? What is different about Black churches?
Well,
Black
I
people.
think that the
Black people. Black. Go ahead, Dr. Fisher. You go ahead.
No. You know, the Black church is unique because, again, it is where for so long we received our information. It is where most of our leaders came out of. You know, they used that to empower the movement that got us out of Jim Crow, that got us to where we are right now. The other churches and their institutions don't have that narrative. They've used the church and the Bible to enslave, oppress, colonize. We use the gospel of Jesus Christ to liberate and to bring about freedom. But wait a minute,
Dr. Fisher, let's deal with the prosperity gospel. When the prosperity gospel hit the Black church, let me be clear about this. Well, Dr. Fisher was absolutely right. The Black church, the Black pastor was the only one in many cases that can speak truth to power. Martin Luther King, Theodore Roberts, the others. Why? Because they were paying the Black man's salary. We didn't have to go up to the white man, Mr. Boss, could you please? No. We can say we can overcome. No, we don't have to step and fetch it. Why? And we will wear pencils in the pocket that show that we can read and write. That's what really separated the Black pastor. Then the prosperity gospel comes on. And then the Black church stops being the repository for Black information. Why? Because Black pastors start driving Benzes and Roses and living in Beverly Hills instead of South LA. They started dressing, they started wearing designer clothes and red bottom shoes. I'm sorry, that's not what the gospel is about, because we started acting like the pimps and the players on the street, and we stopped caring about the folk. And the young people said, what's the difference in you pimp than you preacher? I would suggest when you can go into somebody's pulpit and steal $500,000 worth of jewelry while they're supposed to be given the word of God, it makes no sense.
But the problem that I want to say this, then I'll be quiet.
Go ahead.
My issue with the church, I'm a third generation PK, that means pastor's kid. I grew up in the church. I've been around everybody, AME, Baptist, Church of God in Christ, Pentecost, Apostolic. No one want to see me on that. Here's my issue, is that there's a generation that knows that things are in place that are wrong. And because they want to keep their friendships, their clout, their platform, they refuse to get those people out of these positions and change the guards so that we can get back on the track of the Dr. Martin Luther King days, and we can open up the door for the conscious leads and for my generation to be able to come in and really do what God has called all of us to do as a people, as a culture, and as a community.
So
Howard, let me get Pastor Howard in here.
But then also, Pastor Michael, you can't discount me or Pastor Mark Whitlock. We understand the plight. Now, there's toxic, it's toxic in the pulpit. And when we understand that, hey, I have multiple jobs. I am not just a pastor. I have multiple jobs to support my family. And I will tell anyone, everywhere, I say, what I do outside of the church is what puts food on my table. But you do not see me drive. You never see me with armor bearer. I have an executive pastor that's a woman. You understand? I went against the norm in our quote unquote denomination because it's all about the word, and it's all about loving your brother, loving your sister where they are, not where they could be. But we gotta love people through their troubles, because guess what? There is no pulpit that's mounted on Sunday with a pastor that doesn't have an issue that he has to deal with outside of the church.